Hey everybody, it's Melinda. Just the camera here a little bit. How are you? I wanted to share a few insights that I had from my amazing evening with Sarah Brightman. For those of you who don't know Sarah Brightman, she is a world-renowned soprano singer, and she sings opera. And Andrew Lloyd Webber actually wrote the musical Phantom of the Opera for her voice. And I was very, very inspired to see her. And for no other reason, just because I want to be around greatness. I want to be around people who are the best at what they do, who have really mastered their art and are bringing it to the world in such a way that is just unique and unlike anything else. And so it was a pretty pricey ticket, I will have to say. And so I definitely took the deep breath, took the plunge, bought my ticket, and I invited one of my best friends to go and just have this amazing evening with me. And so I want to talk about, I'm going to tell you the story of that evening, but I also want to bring into this conversation the idea of a mental equivalent. A mental equivalent is the degree at which I know something is possible. So if all I know is limitation, lack, and poverty, if all I know is abusive, unhealthy relationships, if all I know is uh, illness and disability in the body, if that's all I know, I probably don't have an idea or an experience or a mental equivalent of something better. Uh, a wealthy, abundant life, living into lavishness in whatever that looks like for the individual. For some people, that's freedom of travel. For some people, it's just having enough coming in that they can continually give out into their life. For some people, that is just a loving, fulfilling relationship. For some people, it's abundant health. And if we don't have a mental equivalent, like I've never experienced that in my life, how am I supposed to imagine that when I don't even know what that looks like, what that feels like? And so, where's your mental equivalent around what you're trying to achieve? Well, what I've been trying to achieve is really stepping into my fullness, my greatness, what it is that I have to bring to this world. And so, back to Sarah Brightman. So I walk through the doors, and all the security guards are like, turn your phones off, turn your phones off. If you have your phone on and Sarah sees it, she will walk off the stage, and she's done that before. And I thought, oh, wow, there's a mental equivalent of something I did not considered. Maybe I thought it, but I don't know that I ever really saw someone hold a boundary to that degree. That here's where I will perform for you. Here's where I will meet you at. Here is my conditions for that. And if you do not honor this, I do not show up. And I'm like, damn, thank you, Sarah. I didn't have a mental equivalent for what it looked like to fully move through and state my boundaries with such clarity, and to not have, there was no wiggle room. There was zero wiggle room. That's what she wanted. That was what she was comfortable with. That's what allowed her to show up and open herself freely. I talked previously about boundaries being uh, a guideline that allows you to share the deepest intimacy. Sarah set the bar for me in a huge way. There was not one cell phone on during that entire performance, and the amount of connection that was in that auditorium that night was something I had forgotten what it felt like to be in the presence of a performer doing their thing, and everybody's attention singularly focused on that. And they weren't witnessing it through technology, and there weren't hundreds of blue screens recording the event or broadcasting it out outside of the room. There was a beautiful container that Sarah created by saying no technology. This is you, this is me, this is us. I'm going to show you and give you my best and my greatest, and here it is. What a change of a mental equivalent. The other thing that I saw when I walked in was I saw all these bags, just like gift bags, that had the name Swarovski on them. Now, if you know me, you know I love bling. Like my nails are always going to be glittered because I like having galaxies at the end of my fingertips. I often wear bling around me. I am usually sparkling in some way. But again, Sarah set the bar to a whole new level. And what I walked away from that experience was my whole being opened into this higher mental equivalent of the life I want to live in, what I now know is possible. Because before it was just a wisp of a fantasy, and then I'd kind of come back into my world, and it's like, well, this is the best I can do. And so I can feel where I'm compromising my what I know to be true and possible, and just kind of stepping away from it time and time again. And so I invite you to step into some realm that takes your mental equivalent to the next step. Sarah blew the doors off of what's possible for me. She showed me what it looked to stand strong in a boundary. She showed me what it looks like to really let your passion shine, to really be in a connected experience. And she showed me a level of art, of creativity, of passion, of skill that just blew me away. When she opens her mouth, her body is still, and what comes out is just pure God sound. The angels sing through that woman, and she knows it, which is cool. And I'm beginning to know for myself that God is speaking through me too, in my unique way. And it's happening for you too, that this divine life is moving through each one of us. And it's up to us to stand up and show the world the God spark within us. So, where's your mental equivalent about your goals, about your life, about your health, about your finances, about your career, about you? Where's the ceiling? And can you begin to find places to put yourself into situations where it's just going to blow the roof off? That's going to feel like something that's inspiring. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to be better, to reach for more, that show you what's possible. And then listen for that little small voice inside of you that says, yeah, it's only for you. There's your limitation. That's not true. It's not just for them. They just chose to step into their fullness. So are you going to step into your fullness? And today, I've got my bling on. I am definitely open to really allowing that Swarovski inspired and sponsored life to show up, to really stand in my strength, to know what I'm comfortable with, so I can bring myself to the world. I am standing in it right now, and I'm opening to it greater and greater with every breath. And I invite that for you too. If you find yourself stuck in limitation, I have some really amazing tools that can help break that down, that can help clear the old traumas and move past patterns of seeing the world in a particular way. So if you need some support in that, please reach out. My website is quantum-therapeutics.com, and I am happy, so happy and honored to support you living your own Swarovski sponsored life. All right, my loves, much love to you. Go kindly into the world, be gentle with your hearts, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Many blessings.